Alright. Now this will come back in just a second. Let's pop you back out. Where is my... Huh? Okay, that's correct. Okay, there we go. What I can't figure out is why that refuses to work. Okay, let's pop this back out. Apparently it doesn't show my things in there. Of course. This is going to be a day. Oh. What? Where the heck are you? Yeah, that looked a lot like spam. But definitely not allowing that. Okay. Let's remove that for a second. And yes, there's a lot of things you can do now. There we go. That's back. Okay, so some things to note. I now have emotes, which you'll be able to see in a moment. I'm going to show all the current ones off. They probably won't appear in the window itself, but that's okay. Now the last two are subscriber only, but they're not the most generic ones. They're meant to be some more fun ones. I do have a turtle related one in the works. The problem is, I just don't have a name yet. And it may need a few touch-ups, but I think it works well. The first three emotes are me. This cute little avatar, also known as Verde. Well, she's going to tell you, good game, hi, or good luck. You know, all the fun stuff. Oh, okay, there we are. Now everything's working right. So other than that, I do plan... Well, I may not transition this year, because as you may already know, I'm still in the male bi. I do identify as female, as you probably may have guessed from the transgender tag. But one of the first things is actually, coming out fully in public. That's not easy. It takes time. Lots of time. And, well, I don't have a, political discussion, etc. here. Yes, I live in the U.S., you know who's in charge, and there's been a lot of problems with that since... Well, I don't need to say much more, do I? Nonetheless, that is part of my plans this year. Streaming was one of them. Thank you, Stream Elements, for being late again. It's not the first time, it's not the last time. But yeah, I did have some issues. So anyway, I do plan on doing a type of Quest 64 speedrun, as you may have seen from earlier, which is basically I'm only allowed one element. I can only physically attack during the boss battles. And while I can use items, the only item allowed to use during a boss battle is just the first one. This may change. I may like allow non attacking items, for instance, or like non-healing items, so just the amulets, which is kind of useless since I can only gain Sailor Amulet, and most of the bosses destroy it. However, while the name has changed, the French Vanilla Edition may be something I might look into for this type of run. Same thing with the Quest compilation. That said, I may still do a little bit more of Quest Brian's Journey today. I did beat the game yesterday, but there's still some stuff to do. I missed some spirits, I can grind some more, and so on. I do want to see if that one spirit I missed makes a big deal. It's hard to say. But we'll see. Let's see. I am going to have to change my browser source for the chat, since, as you can probably tell, it just shows what my line of things are. So let's see. If I do that, it may bring that up. I don't know yet. Chat settings. Shield mode. Yes, I cannot cheer in my own channel. Isn't that funny? I probably will figure out some cheer ideas. Definitely text-to-speech, because that's always fun. Yeah. Let's see. That still takes time. I am, however, hoping somebody, because I want to try and figure things out today. I think for now, until I get some guessing here, I'll probably just grind some quests in Brian's Journey. Just, to do something. So, let me start setting it up. This is not a permanent thing for today. Just a temporary thing to, do stuff. So, options, load state. There we go. Oh, I have to turn the game capture on. There we go. Everything looks right now. The only thing I need to do is turn the audio on. Okay, so my elements are definitely lower than last time. Let's see, wings. Let's go back to line 1. With the red wings. Oh, I see somebody. 1 second. Hey, Kumas. How are you? Yeah. The music is something, isn't it? I might update my title a little. Edit. Now it should be updated. Hopefully. Yeah, I love this game, but I will definitely say the music is, yeah. Aww. I hope you feel better soon. Well, at least you get to enjoy something. Or, well, if your ears can handle it. So I'm going to see if I can max out the elements otherwise. Part of it's a test. Now this is going to be all save state based. There's a lot to do in here. So you weren't here for some of the earlier stuff, but I do plan to transition this year, or at least come out fully in public. That's a huge progress. And why do I have a random DM? 1 second. Thank you. I hope you're enjoying the emotes. I don't just mean the design. Is there more up here? Nope, that was it for that. I think there was one more over here. Yes. It's a lot easier to find these when you don't have to worry about some crazy thing. Okay, I'm pretty sure I have all the appropriate valuables. Yep. Oh yeah, that's just the oddity of the models. But since you mentioned it, let's try a different pose. Avatar. Let's move that over a little. There we go. It is a pretty huge tail. Kind of like broccoli. So, is there any more over here today? Nope. There should be some in here. Yeah, I still gotta figure out a better background. This is just quest related, so it seemed appropriate at the time. I know that's why I liked it. But the tail was not cooperative. Oh, more spirit gemstones, funny. Giant shoes. Yeah, and I have never had, like, I'm not sure how I'm able to do that with the VTuber Studio yet. Why does that have the old dialogue? Wow, so long story short, that refers to a boss named Shilf. Shilf is no longer in the ruins. In other words, they didn't actually bother to change that. Oh, yep. All that's from VTuber Studio. Basically, everything above the chat window. What I did was... Oh, nope, that's not an OBS thing. Yeah, I think some of the dialogue's exactly the same as the N64 game. That's actually very funny. That they didn't bother to update it to be more appropriate. Alright. The chairs just don't look the same when they're clearly not something Brian can sit on. There's Zing. Sadly, the knights all look like the other type of soldier. A very unfortunate side effect of the Game Boy stuff. Oh, there is another spirit in here. That's actually different from what I thought. I'll show you what she looks like in a moment. She's definitely cuter in the N64 version, or for that matter, the artwork. Let's find out. We got Valu, Zafa, Prince William. Well, so, kind of, but it's in 3D. The character models are all unique. Like, at most it might be a recolor, instead of like, well, a retexture, but you know, pretty much it's exactly the same design, or the same model. But, so, they actually have two different types of knights. One has, like, there was like, I don't know, 13 or whatever that have swords on them and proper golden armor. And the other ones are the soldiers, like you see here, which are more like simple guards. But yeah, it's just a little bit simplified. For the most part, the dungeons are very similar. Like, they translated it pretty well. It's just unfortunate that the graphics didn't go as well, as you can kind of tell. But more importantly, the music suffered a lot. Here is Limbo. These two are pretty much unchanged. And Queen Diana. And don't think you could go beyond here in this version. Could in the N64 one, you could go behind the throne. You're welcome. For the original N64 game, you can play like the normal US version, or in your case the European version, which has different names. Basically just, if you will, the regular PAL version. It also has a French and German version. I don't know which one would be appropriate for you. Okay. Do a quick bit of healing. Then... save state. Well, I mean, emulating and such. Effectively. So that's done. Now those... Let's see, who do I still... I need to see if Cryshell did it. Oh, nope, we didn't. Whenever I save state or save, it takes a moment. So, I have every item except the last two, which I can't get until later. When I go into what's called, unable to do any more mode, let's go with. I wish I had a second screen up. Alright. So let's see. So you'll probably recognize Cryshell once it comes up. But first the Cockatrice. So in this version they're a different element. Which means there are ways to fight it. So, I've gotten every single flowing spirit in the game. That means that if I didn't experience overflow, I shouldn't be able to max out my elements. On theory, anyway. Oh, yeah. I might have to need to use an item up anyway if I want an item drop. That's not Spirit Gemstones, respectively. Well, let's use that item right away. Yeah, Giant Shoes lets you move pretty fast. Might be slightly different from the original, but I have to actually try a Wind Walk again. Okay. Experience, so not getting much experience from fights. That's a good thing, actually. So normally I get into fights a lot faster. Oh, speaking of, there's a Wyvern. Who's Wyvern? Well, that happens to be what my avatar is. She's a Wyvern. Just in her human form. Looks cute as ever. And... come on, Cryshell. Especially relevant considering I'm working on an emote for her. Also, another person I know, so I recently joined their server. And I should be able to get a little bit of critique on my emotes and like all the details. But there we go. These will all go down in one hit. Now hopefully I don't get a honey bread. I did not get a honey bread. Exact words. These guys do drop honey bread again. But they're crows, what do you expect? Bread? That's not too odd. If only I actually needed spirit gemstones again. That's it, that doesn't mean they aren't worth fighting. So, to explain the experience overflow, if you were to gain more than one element via battle, it does an overflow that kind of affects how much it goes, and it still treats like you actually got the element in practice in the coding, which is a problem. What it means is that if you were to, say, never pick up spirits, and you got an experience overflow, the experience will completely reset from the start, so you'll need the bare minimum again. A very, very weird coding issue. It's quite a bug. At least I got them. Also, I think that I have to do all the saving and such manually, because it doesn't seem to take my button presses. However, this is being loaded via Steam, so it probably changes the compatibility with the keyboard, which is unfortunate. Someday I'll be faster than you. Today's not that day. Tomorrow's not looking good here. Hello, Wizrobe. Good to see you in. So, some new stuff. I do plan to come out as a woman this year in real life. As you can see, I'm still working on making sure everything looks nice on here. It's still a work in progress, respectively. Let's see what else is there to note. I got new emotes. Naturally made by myself, but you know, I am an artist. You got the 3 Verde ones, which is my avatar for the non-subscriber, and the other subscriber ones are more just direct Quest 64 references. I'm still working on a certain turtle, which you probably haven't seen yet. Only 2 minutes has. I hope I'm saying that name right. I do have a bit of a speech impediment. Yep, that's the cry shell. Mine has a bit more detail to it. Yeah, they might not drop any items in this version. Oh yeah, I can read the signs here. I'll give them another try, but I think they might have no item drops. That, however... Alright, 1 second. Well, that was short-lived. Alright. So it does look like they don't have an item drop. Let's go back to Brannock. Unfortunately, one of the monsters I still need to find its item drop for which does drop an item in the N64 version, so that matters. Takes a while to get to. Called the Sandman. Coincidentally, he does technically drop honey bread in the original. I won't go to the point of no return. Oh yeah, I technically have infinite point. But nope, I get it. It seems like you didn't properly show up in the chat or the people here window. Okay, I already have your drop, so I don't need you. But good news is that I found out all of the drops from the World of Mammon monsters, so that's good. Flame Ming is, however, worth fighting. Rocky is not. But at least it moves fast, unlike the N64 version where it's slow. All the monsters have a good speed in this one. Kind of a nice advantage of the Game Boy design. As in, like, slow walking. And I think I might have to take a different route. Yeah, I do. Ooh! That'll be sweet. Who do you have testing it? Home? Same encounter as before, except these guys are slightly more annoying. Red Wyvern and Magma Fish. Oh yeah, Ghost Stalker. Okay, fair enough. Am I right, your wind? Yes. That should be enough to defeat him. No, I'm not gonna be streaming for that long today. I work earlier this week than usual, so only hour and a half streams. Which is unfortunate. But that's life. Oh, one big change from this game from the original is that just going into the escape spot doesn't mean you escape. It's only if you actually select that. If I were to cast a spell when I was near the escape spot, it just automatically treats the spell. I don't auto-escape. I'm not literally outside the ring, it's just an option. True. Depends what time it is. I work pretty late today. Okay, let's go back in. Because I want to get some flamed mains. I am trying to get there. See if they have an item this time around. Okay, I'm at 61%. Nice. Who knows, maybe I'll be able to finally get that Zelda Classic game or whatever the program is called now. Done. I do have somebody who might be able to help me a little bit more with it. I'm not the best programmer, I'm more on the art front. Hello, Zero. So, minor stuff you missed. I do plan to I'm always my proper gender in real life this year. You've seen the emote on there, a bit of a work in progress. You've seen the error emote, the cry shell one, etc. Let's see. I'm not sure what I would be generally streaming just yet, that's why it said just chatting. But there wasn't many people to talk to at the start, so it's like, well, let's put something on. And then Cumin showed up, which was actually pretty funny. I believe you're... Okay, you are wind. That will explain why Avalanche is doing so much. 699. So I picked up every single element in the game. Or the spirits. Except for one. As you're aware. Can I max him out? We'll find out. How am I getting no flame mains? But your way, I'll see who's online by this time. I'm a little tired. You could probably tell with my mouth yawning a little. At least the red wyverns are actually slightly stronger in this version. That warrior's cape is doing a nice job in protecting me. There's quite a bit more until I had that. Okay, don't need a heal yet. Tomorrow I don't work, thankfully, so I can do a longer stream. Come on, flame main. Oh yeah, you could only get one red wyvern at a time in the original. But this one doesn't have the same type of battle screens, so it's easy to justify here. The other one, it would just be too big. You could only get up to 2 regular wyverns in the overworld and East Limeland anyway. Which actually made sense due to a nice vast overworld for them to show up in. No limitations. Once I get flame main, I'll do another save state. Probably gonna get a dewdrop from them. Or a level. Or a level. That's fine too. Agility is 80. That's not bad. I think there's only 2 types of cats in this game. I like the less common one, please. There they are. Alright. Wing clear. Will they drop anything? I think they might not have an item drop again. Alright. I might test something. Does control plus S work? Nope. Alright. Okay, let's see. This is okay. Nope, I gotta do it all manually. Fair enough. Alright. There we go. Don't need you. We're cats. Meow. Oops. Alright. See a few bit more people. Sorry about the ads. I'm still figuring them out. used to use XSplit Broad there, but seems like they updated OBS where it's no longer really that necessary to use the error program, which is nice. Blue Man. But I want our Nightmare and Snowman. Yeah, Ice Wall and Magma Ball aren't nearly as strong as you'd think. Oh, not too far. Nope. Alright, 1 second. I have right in here. I want to turn that down. So I'm a little more comfy. I kind of like the dark. Finally. Ice Wall. I think I disabled stream streaks for now, because, well, I do stream a lot of people can't really catch it, so it seems unfair. Yep, definitely a little tired today. There they are. Alright, let's do nice melt. May have improved since last time. A bit. Hello. Some nice stuff happening this year. Plan on coming out as a woman in real life. Or emo work, etc., etc. Not sure how I'm going to handle ads on here yet. Had a little bit of awkwardness with OBS and such earlier. Let's see. Yeah, that's all I can think of at the moment. Yeah. Nope. I do need to heal. I probably won't be doing too long of a stream today either way. Even if I cut slightly earlier than normal. Sorry if I'm a little quiet. I'm a bit tired. I might call it a little early. Oh, wait, this is what I want. But not how I wanted it. Alright. I'm a little tired than more tired than I thought. Save state here. Let's close that out. Okay, good. That way line on that front. Oh, I think I know who I'm going to raid. How funny. Let's depop that out. Here we go. Oh, you're on too. Alright. And with that said,